Hey y'all, and welcome back. Welcome if you're new. I'm Tiffany. This is our small town life. I'm a homesteading, homemaking, homeschooling mama to 4, soon to be 5. And if you're new, we'd love to have you stick around and be part of our YouTube family. Today we're going to talk homeschooling a little bit. It's been a while since I've done a dedicated homeschooling video. Talk homeschool and homeschool routines and homeschool day in the life, that kind of thing. And so that's what we're going to do today. I'm currently homeschooling 2 of my kiddos. So my 2nd grader, if we're going to put a grade level, Huddy or Hudson, and my 5th grader, Easton. Y is 1. And then my oldest, Audrey, she is in middle school this year, and she is trying out public school. And so that's kind of what we've got going on. Y'all, it's already after lunchtime. And I thought, I was planning on doing this video today. And then things just started happening. We had to take the car and have it worked on this morning. Wyatt has been sick the last couple of days. And I decided I probably needed to take him to the doctor. All these things started happening. And I thought, is this the day to film this video? But then the more I thought about it, yeah, it is. This is one of the big reasons why we homeschool, is so that learning fits into our day-to-day life, not our life revolving around school. Yeah, sometimes it works out. We're in a season of life where it feels right to everybody wake up at 7:30, eat breakfast, everybody starts school by 8 or 8:30, everybody sit down and do school at the same time, everybody's done by lunch. Like, sometimes that works for us. And sometimes it doesn't. My biggest tip to homeschool families is be flexible. Be flexible. Let school and learning fit into your day-to-day life. However, whatever that looks like. Today is actually going to be our last school day until Christmas break, until this baby gets here, until baby number 5 arrives. He could come anytime now. I don't know how long we'll take off, but we'll definitely not be schooling anymore until after his arrival, and taking us a good little break for Christmas and for welcoming this new baby and adjusting to having a new baby in our family. The kids are still learning. Learning takes place not just sitting down at a table with a workbook. They're going to be outside playing and exploring. They'll be in the kitchen baking with me. They'll be reading and watching, documentaries and different things on TV. And all that is learning too. Easton has actually already done his work for the day. We started the school year with both boys doing BJU. And Easton was doing all subjects, all online, so that he could kind of be more independent with that, and I could focus on working with Huddy on his subjects, also BJU. And it just wasn't working for Easton. He was doing good, but I felt like instead of, if there was something he wasn't completely grasping, he was still making an okay enough grade and getting enough on it that when I was going back to look at it, I thought, okay, yeah, he's getting it. But he was doing enough that it was like he was getting past it and just moving on to something else. But I don't know that he was just fully grasping it. I don't know. It's hard to explain. And it was taking him a long, long time. The video lessons I don't know. They just weren't working for him. And so we decided to do something different with him. Try something else. And I found ACE, Accelerated Christian Education. And they have these books that are called PACES. And each PACE is about 3 weeks. And he loves that he can sit down and do one of these. When he's done with it, it's a sense of accomplishment. And he gets to move on to a new book or a new PACE. It doesn't take him very long. It seems like he does so much better when I sit down with him. We look at what he's got. I briefly explain it to him. Once he gets it, he does his work. We check it, and he's done. I feel like he's my kid who doesn't need just a whole big drawn out lesson or a whole big drawn out lecture. He just needs you to say, this is what it is, this is how you do it, let him do it, and let him be done. And that's how these are working for him. I'm going to show you inside of this and show you what some of the things Easton has been working on. But for Huddy, we're still doing all BJU, all parent led. I get my teacher book out. I don't go through every single thing in the teacher book. I kind of pick and choose what I think is going to be most beneficial to talk about with him. And, you know, maybe we go through some things a little faster, some things a little slower. And that's working great. It's working fantastic, actually, for him. And the BJU phonics, y'all, it's been an answered prayer. I feel like it has really, really, really helped Huddy gaining confidence in his reading skills so far this year. We did step back. Easton will probably start back on some of the BJU, probably spelling and handwriting. I felt like the cursive and the handwriting was a little advanced for him. He just wasn't as confident in his cursive skills at the beginning of the year as he needed to be. So what we did was I just kind of sat down and worked with him one-on-one on his cursive. And now I feel like he's at a place where he can pick back up on that handwriting curriculum. So he'll probably start that spelling and handwriting back. But when we first started the year, when we were doing all of these subjects and all the things, it was taking us so long that we really stepped it back and focused on English, math, phonics, and then, you know, handwriting. And then we did just kind of our own thing for science and history and Bible. And that helped a lot because, I don't know, I'm not big on sitting down for hours and hours and hours at a time working on actual book work. We spend about an hour and a half to 2 hours every day on book work. And, you know, that's not all their school day. Let me say it again. They're still playing outside, physical education. They're in the kitchen with me. They're reading, picking up books and reading. They're watching documentaries on TV. They're doing all these other things, listening to music, just day-to-day life and conversations and life skills. That's all part of learning too. Anyway, I guess all that to say, I felt like we started off the year with just a whole bunch and we had to dial it back some. And what we've got going on now seems to be working really well for us. Here's a little example of some of the things he's been working on. And then, you know, sometimes like today, if it's something that I know he's getting, I may not have him do all of them. Like up here, I had him do the odd numbers. I had him do all of these. His cursive has gotten so much better this year. I have been so very proud of him with that this year. And the English that he's working on right now is a lot of, well, it started out, this particular book started out with nouns, proper and common. Same things here. Sometimes I have him do all of it. Sometimes I just have him do part of it. And he's gone on to plural and singular forms of those nouns and different rules on how you make a word go from singular to plural. See, look at that cursive. I'm so proud of him. So that's kind of what Easton's got going on right now. We've also been doing a lot of individual reading with him, letting him pick chapter books and sit down and read through it. He had kind of gotten away from that a little bit. He's always loved to read, and he would sit down and read, you know, a whole book in just a couple of days, and he had kind of gotten away from that. So I've really encouraged him to start doing that again, and he's really picked back up that love for grabbing a book and sitting down and reading it. So doing these and him being able to get this done fairly quickly allows me the opportunity to say, while Hudson is finishing up his school stuff, you go get a book and sit down and read. And it's really reignited that love for picking out a book and sitting down and reading. And that makes me happy to see. Huddy's getting his stuff and he's going to bring it in here. Huddy, why don't you plug the tree up for us? Thank you. Huddy just brought his things in here. We're still doing all BJU with him. It's working fantastic. Y'all, his reading, oh my goodness, is reading your favorite subject now? BJU's phonics has been fantastic for Huddy this year. We're doing all parent-led, so I sit down with my teacher books. I go through them. Sometimes we spend a little more time on things. Sometimes we move through things a little faster. It doesn't take us, but it usually takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours to do his schoolwork every day. And we enjoy it. And he has learned so much. Like, reading is his favorite subject now. And spelling. You really enjoy spelling too, don't you? And he's picking up on math. I knew he would, y'all. What we've done this year with him, because he didn't need a little extra time and help with his reading and his phonics, what we did was we did the level 1 phonics and spelling, and we've done the level 2 math. And because he is a little more advanced in math, and it's working great for him. It's working really, really, really well for him. Telling you, I don't think my kids would know what to do if they couldn't eat while they were doing school. So let's go ahead and start with your spelling for today, buddy. Go ahead and open up to your, actually today's a spelling test, isn't it? So you'll need your creation notebook. Both boys have a creation notebook, and that's where they keep any of their drawings or things that we do. We've been doing some like mama created mini units on different topics for the holidays. We did one for Thanksgiving. We've done one on apples. Anytime they have drawing or work, or they just want to write something, they get the creation notebook. Anytime they need some extra space for schoolwork, they do it in this notebook. Huddy does his spelling test in this notebook, and everything is in one place. Go ahead and be looking over these words. What we do for Huddy's work pages is I go ahead and pull out 6 weeks or so at a time from his workbooks, pull out the individual pages, and then put them in here by day. So all he has to do is come and pull out the work that he has for that day. I'm about to write down what we did today in my planner, and I do reverse planning. So when we first started homeschooling, I went through and planned out, like, a week or two in advance what we were going to do each day. But then if we didn't do all of those things, I felt like we didn't accomplish what all we set out to accomplish for the day. It just feels so much better to write down what we did instead of planning out ahead and trying to meet all of those expectations that I lay out. Yeah, I still kind of know what I want for the week and what I want us to accomplish for the week. But if we don't get to all those things, it's okay. And I've been using this Family Nest homeschool planner this year and loving it. Alright, so here's where I'm going to write down what each of the kiddos did in different subjects for today. Here in Alabama, we don't have to use a cover school. I've chosen to use something that's similar to a cover school in the past, mostly just for record keeping purposes. And the one I have used in the past required a certain number of days from us each year. The one I'm using now doesn't. I still keep up with it though, just so that we know what days we did school and how many school days we've done, you know, just mostly so I can go back and look at it. But I know there are a lot of people that have to keep attendance, and so this planner has these attendance pages in it, which I really, really like, even if it's just for me to keep up with what we've done. Well, y'all, it is dark outside. Definitely not the best way to end this video, but we're at basketball practice. This is another one of these things that my kids participate in. They participate in like park and rec type sports, basketball, baseball, and we're at basketball practice. So I thought I would include that and go ahead and close out this video here. Thank y'all for being with us and listening to me share my heart on homeschooling. I hope you found it beneficial, entertaining, inspiring, something. But we love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.